Hello again, everyone, and welcome to another Inside Lowell podcast. I am your host, Teddy Panos, coming to you from the WellPoint Studios here in downtown Lowell. Unicare is now WellPoint, new name, same commitment to Massachusetts. At WellPoint, your whole health is their whole point. And we thank our friends at WellPoint for helping to make all of our podcasts possible here at Inside Lowell, along with our friends at the Washington Savings Bank. Make the switch now to Washington Savings Bank. TMI Properties, from affordable to luxurious, apartments for all. Boston North Company, business solutions for restaurant and retail. We're going to tell you a little bit more, maybe a lot more about them in just a quick second. Mahoney Oil, providing warmth and protection at Greater Lowell since 1925. Francis E. Preventure Insurance, the agency Greater Lowell has counted on for more than 41 years. And by the Massachusetts Pirates, bringing all the hard-hitting action and excitement of arena football to the Tsonga Center in downtown Lowell. And with that, let me bring in my special guest for our podcast here. He's kind of a local boy made good in the business world, who managed to do the impossible. You know, you grew up in a Greek household, but managed to escape the family business. I should have met and talked to you, 40 years ago, probably. But George Demetroulakos, the president, CEO, chief cook and bottle washer, the delivery guy for Boston North Company. Thank you for joining us, George. Good to finally get you into this studio. Like, I don't know, what is it, a year and a half later since we've been talking about your guys and your company?
Pleasure to be here, Teddy. I'll be honest with you. You told me that there was going to be some Greek food here for me from the Athenian corner, but I must have missed that one.
I ate it all. So I want to talk a little bit about your product, because you have an exciting new product that since you mentioned the Athenian corner, I can mention that we have switched our POS system over to you guys, and you've made my life and my server's life a hell of a lot easier in the last couple of weeks since we just switched. But before that, kind of a little bit about you. The name Boston North Company, a lot of people hear that and may not realize that you're here. You're one of our Lowellians. You born, raised in Lowell. Your family's been here, and yeah, your dad even had a well-known family business in the area.
We're fortunate. We have very deep roots into Lowell. Right, exactly. So it's great to be here, Ted.
It's kind of a fascinating community.
Actually, it was very interesting driving back here. I haven't been here for a while, so it's really good to see you, and thank you for inviting me again.
Well, I'm glad to have you here. So let's talk a little bit. When did you launch Boston North Company?
The company itself, approximately 13, 14 years ago.
And the ad that I just read kind of bills you as business solutions for restaurant and retail. Yes. It's a little bit of an understatement, because you've got, 24 business solutions. You have a tremendous product line. Really, if you're in business, there's probably a way that you can benefit folks.
Well, we're here to help. The philosophy behind the company is, if you're successful, we'll be successful. And that's why we have such a high level of customer service. That's the whole game, and that's what we thrive on.
And it's the kind of thing that really local ownership can only give you. Locally owned, locally operated. A lot of the companies in your business, and trust me, 50 years in business over there at the Athenian, I've dealt with a number of them. Man, they all sound good. They all make you these promises, and especially when it comes to credit card processing, which is another one of your services. And then all of a sudden, when you need somebody, when the system crashes on a Saturday night and you've got a waiting line going, or when you run out of paper for your printers, etc., good luck. Good luck calling that 800-888 number, and you're even luckier if you get somebody within the United States border, let alone somebody in the Greater Lowell area.
Well, I'm very fortunate for the people that we have at Boston North Company, because they all understand that, and if there's something we can do, we're gonna make it happen.
How big of a company is it?
As far as
its number of employees,
I think what do we have now? 18 or 20.
Okay, good sized company.
It's okay. Yeah, we're growing. We're just like every other business owner. We're always looking for new talent, new ideas, new thoughts.
So if anybody's looking for a job, he doesn't.
Well, I'm just saying I'm very, very fortunate for the people that we have.
Yeah,
very fortunate.
You are, and I've dealt with them, and I can, and I've told you many times that I'm like you're lucky to have somebody like this working for you. What was the first product? What was the first product you put out?
When I first started Boston North Company, it was actually strictly credit card processing.
That's it.
That was everything, and then we just grew into other divisions. We have about 6 or 7 different divisions now, and it all ties in together.
And you do everything from the paper supplies.
That's another thing that we do.
For your credit card processing.
Yeah, we do processing, ATM machines, POS systems, gift cards, digital menu boards, paper and ribbon. I don't know. We also do some form of financing and stuff like that. So we kind of tied it all in together. So what we try to make it for our clients is, if we can help you out, we'll make it into one phone call and it'll go to the department that's needed. Yeah,
kind of a one-stop shop for especially if you're in the food service industry, right? Is that kind of your area of concentration?
As time's going on and nobody has any time for anything, as business is changing and what have you, what we try to do is make it so if you have a problem, you're going to call the office and we'll have it all in front of us and what have you, and we can do whatever it is to make sure it's working right for you.
And that goes right down to when I call the office. We may not want to talk about this, right? I call you sometimes on a Friday night at 9 o'clock, and George, I'm running a little bit low on paper, and there you come trudging in. The owner of the company comes trudging in at 10 o'clock after an 18-hour day.
That's all right. I'm no different than anybody else that works for the company. But if anybody's in the area, obviously I happened to be in the area at the time. That was probably 2 or 3 months ago that happened. Yeah, you're awfully right. And yes, I did get a piece of spinach pie on the way out, so it was well worth the trip.
Yeah, it was a fair trip.
It was exactly.
I kept you out at work on
Here's an $80 case of paper, and there's my $20 piece of spinach pie. It was well worth it.
But that's something you learned at a young age, right?
Yes.
Your dad, you grew up in your dad's business.
Yes, I did.
And you learned that's what makes the difference to the customer experience, but also that kind of personalized connection.
No, that's what it's all about. Like I said at the beginning, we treat all our clients as if their businesses are our businesses, and if you're not up and running, we're not going to be up and running. So everybody in the company understands the importance of that, and we built the company around customer service. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, the ATM machines part was fascinating to me. When you first told me that you were kind of in that line of work, I'm like, how many places are going to have ATMs? And lo and behold, now I notice them everywhere. A little mom and pop diner. They're literally in the 21st century. That's kind of the future of the business world, right?
Everything's changing and what have you. It depends on the structure of it. But I'm a person, I never used an ATM machine. I don't think I've done it 3 times in my life. But there's another division that we started that was by accident. Like I said, we started doing credit card processing. I had a client who owned a restaurant and asked me if we do ATM machines. And I said to him, Billy, something? It's something I've been thinking about, but I never did it. And I started to look into it, and here we are. We have a whole division that handles that.
Well, I think about like the younger generation, and these kids kind of live that way, right? Everything is direct deposit. They never actually get a paycheck anymore. Very few people do, right? Everything's direct deposit. And then when you need cash, which you still do, surprisingly, you've got to go to a machine and pull it out. And if you're not anywhere near a bank, you're in trouble. But so there's definitely a need.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It's a great division. The people that handle it for me, what have you, do an incredible job, and we just keep it going. Okay. We're very fortunate to have quite a few out there on the street, so that's good.
About a year or so ago, you debuted a new phone system that you kind of billing as making life easier for business people, and it would allow you to cut down on costs, increase efficiency, and let your workforce actually deal with the customers who are there face to face rather than being tied up on the phone.
Well, yeah, it's called Phone. We're very fortunate. We partnered up with a company called Unified Office out of Nashua. We worked in putting something together, what have you. And with the changing employment out there and the level of stress and everything else going on, we have a phone system that will actually chronologically put calls in order. So if somebody doesn't come to work or what have you, your phone system will pick up the call while you're sitting there, instead of listening to nothing when somebody says, hello, Athenian Corner, and then they put you on hold. Now it's going to say, thank you for calling the Athenian Corner. You can mention all sorts of specials while the person is on hold. So 3 seconds doesn't feel like 3 minutes. There's a whole bunch of features that it does. I mean, it's done through the internet. If you lose your internet service, we have it set up so it immediately kicks into wireless connection. So you're always up and running. It's just another division that we were fortunate enough to start that actually flowed off of another division that we have.
Business growth. That's if you're not moving forward, if you're not growing, you're going backwards in the business world.
This day and times, that's absolutely true.
Yeah, definitely. By the way, you realize you've probably said the name Athenian Corner more than you've said Boston North Company.
That's okay.
Right? So
that's all right.
Either Teddy, my father sold you the business and right out from under me, or
I'm going to be honest with you, Teddy. I saw your sister and your dad 2 or 3 months ago. You helped us out with an issue that was happening with my family. But to make a long story short, your sister and your father look phenomenal. They really do. So God bless you.
You left me out of that, though. That wasn't lost on me.
If you need, Teddy, you always look good. All right.
Thank you. We're chatting with George Demetroulakos from Boston North Company. As we like to say, if you're not using Boston North, you're paying too much. And that's definitely, I've discovered it right from my credit card rates as soon as we switched over to you. Oh, God, what are we talking? 15, 20 years ago?
No, it had to be about 10 or 12, Teddy.
No, that was the POS system. We'd already been doing credit card business for a while. Right?
Well, I don't know exactly, but we're very fortunate to have you guys, you and your family.
Well, we're fortunate to have you. And also, you mentioned the 𝒔𝒑𝒐𝒊𝒏𝒕 phone system.
Yep.
So the kind of transition was natural, or the growth, I should say, was natural to the 𝒔𝒑𝒐𝒊𝒏𝒕 POS system,
Right.
which literally
It integrates.
Your newest product line, and you just debuted it 2 weeks ago, I think.
Yeah, maybe about a month ago. And we're very fortunate there. People are looking at demos and what have you, calling the office. It's just like anything else, though. Today, a lot of cars are very similar. They look alike. There's a lot of technology in them and what have you. No different for 𝒔𝒑𝒐𝒊𝒏𝒕 phone and �𝒑𝒑𝒐𝒊𝒏𝒕 POS. We have a tremendous amount of technology. It really suits the needs of our clients. But at the end of the day, a car has 4 wheels and a motor. At the end of the day, what separates us from all the other companies out there, and I've said it a few times already, is our level of customer service. That's what makes it different. We're not expensive. We're not inexpensive. We're not expensive at all. We're extremely reasonable. But what you get when you get Boston North, you get a very high level of customer service, and that's what separates us from everybody else.
100%.
Hands down.
And that was my biggest concern in switching POS systems, and you're doing it on the fly, is the adjustment. Because, you mentioned a car's a car, right? But sometimes how you start that car is different. Especially the new cars today, right? And where the wipers are versus the high beams, and you get yourself in trouble. But that first day, you literally had 4 people there, both working out the technical connections that needed to be made, but then sticking around through my initial lunch rush and early dinner rush to walk me and my staff, who was on that day, through the process. Again, that's, I've had POS systems before, Teddy, and I've been lucky to have somebody leave me an instruction book, let alone keep 4 employees.
Well,
behind.
No, we definitely, we don't just ship it in a box and then you're on your own. We handle everything from start to finish. We do the menus, we install, we set it up. We have trainers that are there. You're a little special case, Ted. All right, there's no doubt about it.
My mother always told me I was special. You know that. You know my mom. So.
No, God love her. God bless her soul. But your sister called up and threatened my life if it wasn't going to go smoothly. So we made sure we sent a couple extra people over there.
She may be she's a doll. She may be the least technologically capable person on the planet, and yet she and my cousin, Yanni, who's this ditto, both have had a pretty good time with the transition. Good. So, change is change, but having the support there. What in terms of the system, though, the other thing I know is a lot of flexibility. And even regardless of whether you're doing a diner or a breakfast joint, or whether you're doing a top end restaurant, right? We have $100 a dish type of place. That system can be tailored, and your products can be tailored to all of the above that we mentioned.
We do the best we can to make it work for you. Absolutely. Yeah, we have a full restaurant POS division. We have quick service division. We have a lot of things going on, and so far, knock on wood, it's working out for us.
All right. So for our friends who are watching this, whether they're watching it on their laptop or on their phone, or whether they're listening to us on one of our podcast downloads, how do they get a hold of you guys, and how do they learn more about your product line?
We've also tailored 3 different finance programs in order to get the system into your restaurant or your business. So we kind of did everything we can to make it well affordable for anybody to do it. Just give the office a call. Like I said, there's 3 incredible programs to help you out to move you forward into the next century.
So without having to put all the money up front.
Well, yeah, that's actually one of the things.
I thought you did that special for me.
Yeah, well, you're special.
but again, look, it's challenging out there, right? Anyone who's ever operated a business of any type, especially a small business, you're literally almost operating day to day at some point, and to not have to sink big money into new technology off the top to be able to finance it and do it slowly. That's huge.
Well, we do it interest free. We like I said, the bottom line is we
have you seen what they've done to us at the Fed? Interest free.
Listen, again, it's all about the client. If you need a POS system, we're gonna do everything we can to make sure it happens for you, and that's what it's all about. It's simple in that. If you're not successful, we're not successful. Kind of simple philosophy.
I like that.
People kind of lost control of that.
Yeah, certainly did. POS systems, digital phone systems, digital menu boards, credit card processing,
ATMs, gift cards, finance, finance supplies. Yeah, we're trying to make everything work out for the client.
All right. If you're not doing business with Boston North, you're paying too much. George Demetroulakos, thanks for getting over your shyness and actually showing up a year and a half.
Yes, anybody who knows me, they'll tell you I'm extremely shy, so this was very difficult.
We can tell. We can see you on camera.
Actually, I think we're on camera, right? Everybody thinks this is a bottle of water, but it's really ouzo.
It looks a little cloudy like the ouzo. Thanks so much for joining us. Again, congratulations. I know how hard it is to run a business, and you've taken yours to a level where you're regional New England, and actually you're expanding out even further. So congratulations to you.
It's not me.
Your team.
It was us. It was the team that's doing it. Believe me, if I didn't have the people that I have now, this wouldn't be the story that it is.
Yeah, you're far too freaking modest.
No, that's just the way it is.
One of these days you'll let me pat you on the back.
Teddy, if we didn't have clients and friends like you, it wouldn't happen either.
Sure.
Because, like I said, there's no doubt we're not out there. We're just not for everybody. All right, and no company is, and if anybody thinks they are, it's wrong.
That's why they make chocolate and vanilla.
But exactly. But the bottom line is if you're a Boston North client, we're going to do everything possible to service you with everything that you need to make sure that your days, your nights, your mornings, and you're up and running, whatever it may be.
Yep, that's a Boston North difference. Thank you, George.
Hey, thank you, Teddy. It was a pleasure seeing you again.
Always good to see you, my friend.
Please say hi to your father and your sister for us.
I certainly will. Thank you to George. Thank you to you for joining us here as well, Boston North Company. We hope you learned a little bit more. And if you are one of our business listeners or viewers here at Inside Lowell, do me a favor. Just give George a call. I promise you, you won't be sorry. Till next time, everybody stay safe.
You know what we never...